Once upon a time, a small island in Europe became the ruler of a vast global empire, the British Empire. It was the largest empire in history, and at its peak, it controlled nearly a quarter of the world's land and people. But how did Britain, a country smaller than many of its colonies, manage to rule the world? It all started in the late 1500s. As Spain and Portugal led global exploration, England began sending ships across the Atlantic and around the world. Pirates, traders and explorers brought back wealth, and England started building colonies, first in the Americas, then in Africa and Asia. In 1600, the British East India Company was formed. It began as a trading company, but it slowly turned into a military and political force, especially in India. Through wars, alliances, and clever strategies, the company expanded its control. By the mid-1700s, large parts of India were under British influence. After the Indian Rebellion in 1857, the British government took direct control of India. It became the jewel in the crown of the British Empire. From India, Britain got spices, textiles, tea, soldiers, and taxes. India's vast resources helped fuel Britain's industrial power. Meanwhile, Britain expanded its empire across Africa. In the 1800s, European powers raced to divide the continent, and Britain claimed territories from Egypt in the north to South Africa in the south. They built railways, mined gold and diamonds, and took control of trade routes. But the British Empire didn't stop there. In the Caribbean, Britain controlled islands and plantations worked by enslaved Africans. In North America, it ruled over Canada. In Australia, it sent thousands of prisoners to start new colonies. In New Zealand and the Pacific Islands, it expanded further. The British flag flew on every continent. By the early 1900s, the British Empire was at its height. It controlled about 25% of the Earth's surface. People said the sun never sets on the British Empire, because somewhere in the world, the empire was always in daylight. But 2 world wars changed everything. Britain relied on its colonies for soldiers, food and materials. After World War II, the empire was exhausted and in debt. At the same time, people in the colonies demanded freedom. Movements for independence grew stronger. India became independent in 1947. One by one, other countries followed. By the 1960s and 70s, most of the empire had dissolved. What remained was the Commonwealth, a group of former British colonies that still share cultural and historical ties. Today the British Empire is gone, but its impact remains. English is spoken across the world. British laws, education systems and customs are still present in many countries, and so is the memory of power, of exploitation, of resistance, and of change.